Chapter 29. He that being often reproved hardeneth his neck shall suddenly be destroyed, and that without remedy. When the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice, but when the wicked beareth rule, the people mourn. Whoso loveth wisdom rejoiceth his father, but he that keepeth company with harlots spendeth his substance. The king by judgment establisheth the land, but he that receiveth gifts overthroweth it. A man that flattereth his neighbor spreadeth a net for his feet. In the transgression of an evil man there is a snare, but the righteous doth sing and rejoice. The righteous considereth the cause of the poor, but the wicked regardeth not to know it. Scornful men bring a city into a snare, but wise men turn away wrath. If a wise man contendeth with a foolish man, whether he rage or laugh, there is no rest. The bloodthirsty hate the upright, but the just seek his soul. A fool uttereth all his mind, but a wise man keepeth it until afterwards. If a ruler hearken to lies, all his servants are wicked. The poor and the deceitful man meet together. The Lord lighteneth both of their eyes. The king that faithfully judgeth the poor, his throne shall be established forever. The rod and reproof give wisdom, but a child left to himself bringeth his mother to shame. When the wicked are multiplied, transgression increaseth, but the righteous shall see their fall. Correct thy son, and he shall give thee rest. Yea, he shall give delight unto thy soul. Where there is no vision, the people perish, but he that keepeth the law, happy is he. A servant will not be corrected by words, for though he understand, he will not answer. Seest thou a man that is hasty in his words? There is more hope of a fool than of him. He that delicately bringeth up his servant from a child shall have him become his son at the length. An angry man stirreth up strife, and a furious man aboundeth in transgression. A man's pride shall bring him low, but honor shall uphold the humble in spirit. Whoso is partner with a thief hateth his own soul. He heareth cursing, and bewrayeth it not. The fear of man bringeth a snare, but whoso putteth his trust in the Lord shall be safe. Many seek the ruler's favor, but every man's judgment cometh from the Lord. An unjust man is an abomination to the just, and he that is upright in the way is abomination to the wicked. Chapter 29 here, very interesting set of things. Verse 1, he that being often reproved hardeneth his neck. In other words, gets very stiff-necked. Okay, this is again a literal translation. Stiff-necked shall suddenly be destroyed, and that without remedy. In other words, if it's happening all the time, you can expect to see something really bad happen to that kind of person. They're obviously not learning how to live with other people. Verse 2, when the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice, because the righteous don't steal, the righteous don't take advantage as rulers. But when the wicked bear rule, like King Ahab, the people mourn. Let's see. In the transgression of an evil man, verse 6, there is a snare, but the righteous doth sing and rejoice. So, an evil man will lay out a trap is part of his life, but chances are he will be caught in it, not anybody else. Although he may catch other people, eventually he wind up catching himself. Verse 7, the righteous considereth the cause of the poor. They think about the poor people, think about how to help them, think about how to get them food, think about how to help them work. But the wicked regardeth not to know it. The wicked people don't even worry about poor people. Not worried about it at all. Scornful men, verse 8, bring a city into a snare, but wise men turn away wrath. Scornful men basically create contention which causes people, whether it's small groups of people or large groups of people, to always have problems. And then verse 9, if a wise man contendeth, argues with a foolish man, whether he rage or laugh, there is no rest, because the foolish man will just keep on going and going and going and going and going. Verse 10, the bloodthirsty hate the upright. That's true. Those people who are negative hate people who are positive. Those people who are unwise, those people are morally corrupt, those people who aren't. The people who aren't don't have to do anything. They're just hated. The rod and reproof give wisdom, but a child left to himself bringeth his mother to shame. You see this many times where the children are left on their own. I don't mean necessarily because the mother is working. I mean left unguided, left untaught, and with no supervision, no love, no overriding thought for how that child is going to survive and grow. And the child basically will shame the mother because the child will do whatever the child feels like doing. And it's almost always a problem. Correct thy son, and he shall give thee rest, and he shall give delight unto thy soul. Make sure that you are not so careful of your children that you don't tell them when something they're doing is wrong or causing a problem. You see parents who are so afraid to tell their children that what the children are doing is not right. That the children learn that they can get away with anything, and the situation as far as the parents and the children are concerned just gets worse and worse and worse until the child knows that they can do anything and they're never going to have any corrections from their parents, and they wind up getting corrected by the police and by jail. Verse 18, one that's very common, where there is no vision, the people perish. Very happens, and it doesn't mean the ability to see. It means the ability to look ahead, to understand, to comprehend what's coming down the road. Okay. Verse 21, he that delicately bringeth up his servant from a child shall have him become his son at the length. In other words, if you have a servant who grew up in your house and you loved him as a son, eventually he will feel like a son to you. That's how it goes. Verse 23, a man's pride shall bring him low, but honor shall uphold the humble in spirit. You have honor inside yourself. You have pride inside yourself as well. But if you're proud, that's something that can be broken. Honor can't be. The fear of man bringeth a snare, but whoso putteth his trust in the Lord shall be safe. The Lord will never let you down. Sometimes the things that happen are tough because you are betrayed by other men, but the Lord will never betray you. He will always make things right in the long run. Sometimes that long run isn't in this life, but in the end, you will say the end was better than the beginning.